Countries and jurisdictions disappear quickly in times of crisis. Quick response, rescue, and recovery are the main focus. E-Team comes to the aid of federal, state, and local agencies with a comprehensive, web-enabled system to help in times of disaster.
The E-Team is based on two major components. One is Lotus Notes Domino, which provides the workflow technology, the web-enabled workflow technology, which helps us route messages around, update information, do all the notifications. And the second component is our web-based GIS interface, which is based on ArcIMS. And having these two put together, workflow technology and online GIS, gives us a unique capability. If you go into any emergency operations center that isn't quite automated, you'll see a couple of things. You'll see a bunch of paper flying all over the place, and you'll see maps on the wall. And those are two important components. The paper represents all the resource requests and all the intelligence reports, and the maps on the wall are there to try and give the managers the ability to see the big picture. Where is everything happening in relationship to other things that may be happening? Where are things happening in relationship to where all my resources and assets are? We've taken those two components and put them together on the web. E-Team right now is currently being used by 4 states, 5 of the 10 largest cities across the United States, several large counties with populations of 1 million plus, and the Federal Department of Transportation. Of note, we were also selected by the Utah Olympic Public Safety Command to be the command and control emergency management software for the Winter Olympics 2002. And what the system they're using for is, again, to try and coordinate everybody's actions should something bad happen, or to coordinate actions in anticipation of a bad thing happening. E-Team's not just accessible via the web. We also have mobile versions of the software. Right now they're on, the system is accessible via a notebook computer with a standard air card or a satellite phone connection. So you don't even have to have a hard wire to the internet. The first quarter of 2002, we'll start having out the Palm version, or the PDA version, the handheld version of the system. So you won't even have to have a notebook computer. You'll just have to have your standard compact iPad or Cassiopeia, and you'll be able to access the majority of the functionality that you would find in standard E-Team. As most of you know, on September 11th, the World Trade Center attack not only damaged and destroyed the 2 main towers, but it also destroyed 7 World Trade Center, which was the home to New York City's state-of-the-art emergency operations center. So they had no emergency operations center. So the city, in a Herculean effort, converted a pier, an empty pier on the west side of Manhattan, into a fully functional state-of-the-art emergency operations center, complete with telephones, network computers, solid access to the internet, everything you would find in any state-of-the-art EOC. One of the things they quickly identified that they were lacking was a way to coordinate all the different agencies that were responding to the attack. They had all this technology, but they had nothing to tie it together. The city had already made the decision to purchase E-Team, and we were supposed to deliver it in the first week of October, but they called us a couple of days after the attack and asked us if we could deliver the product a little bit ahead of schedule, and of course we complied and did so. In New York City, on the first day, we went from having no one using E-Team to having 300 people using E-Team before the end of our first 12-hour shift. And that was because the system is very simple to learn how to use. If you've ever used the internet, if you've done anything on the internet, ever used a web browser, you'll find yourself very comfortable with using our software. There's nothing fancy. We get asked a lot, how important is the GIS role? How important is the workflow technology role in making the system effective? You can't have one without the other. If you tell someone to move their bulldozers from one location to another location, it sounds very simple on paper, but when you take a look at the map, you realize, wow, they've got to go past 2 tunnels that are closed, a bridge that's damaged, and through an area that has heavy traffic. Only a GIS map can give you that sort of intuitive knowledge so that you'll make better decisions by using the map tools. E-Team is ideal for Homeland Defense. One of the challenges we're going to be faced with in the Homeland Defense mission across the United States is you're going to have a lot of agencies who normally don't work together who now have to work together. So for example, if you had an agricultural inspector out in Iowa inspecting crops, discovered something that was irregular and that needed to be checked out and might cause action to be taken by the federal government and the state and locals, one entry at one location will automatically notify all those people who do need to be notified so that everybody can coordinate their actions together.